Y'all are gonna make me defend Antifa, aren't you? Like, why do y'all gotta do this to me? Like, real shit. Like, I don't want to have to like defend Antifa, but apparently this is what I have to do. So let's start this where this starts, okay? Because this is a long ass story, and there's a lot of there's a lot of things that like aren't being mentioned when people talk about the Antifa riots, because all you hear about is Antifa out here setting cop cars on fire and I mean shooting out with police and all this type of stuff. Well, here's what happened. After 2021 and the riots and Antifa and all the nonsense happened down in Atlanta with like the black guys getting shot, the police commissioner in Atlanta decided that, I mean, like what they were going to do is build a new police training facility, you know, and Atlanta, the city itself, right, decided that it was going to pick a place that was in a residential neighborhood, right? Problem is, Atlanta is not attached to this residential neighborhood, right? And the residents of this neighborhood said that they did not want this police facility here, right? They did not want this police and safety training thing here. Now, I know that there's supposed to be firefighters training here too. I'm going to leave them out of this because, like, I'll be honest with you, I like firefighters. I don't like cops, all right? So, with that being said, a big group of private investors decided that they were going to pay for this facility that was in a forest where there used to be a prison work farm south of Atlanta, southeast of Atlanta, and in DeKalb County, that the Atlanta city owns the property. And the residents said no. They were like, we don't want this here. We don't, we don't want you to cut down our forest. We like being able to take walks here. We want to conserve this in general area. Right. And they took 14 hours of questions before they sat here and, approved this, facility, approved the site. And, well, the people came out and they bitched for 14 hours and they said, no, we don't want this. So Atlanta immediately approved it, and Antifa showed up, occupied the forest, started building, tree houses or whatever the hell it is that they do, right? And since May, they have been throwing Molotov cocktails at the cops, trying to get them out of there. And here recently, they decided that they were going to go in and try to like remove these people from there. One of the guys got in a shootout with them. And, Antifa like took to the city and went to the streets and burned down 6 or 7 cop cars. Now, this is where we are today. We can say, yes, 100% these are rich white kids doing this. But I approve. Like, I 100% approve of this mentality. I'm an avid conservationist, avid outdoorsman. I like to go fishing. I like to go hunting. So therefore, in order to be able to do these things, you have to have wildlife, right? You have to be able to have forests and streams and rivers and things of this nature, right? And them building this brand new $900 million facility, or $90 million, I'm not 100% sure because like it goes back and forth, is probably not positive for having, more forests and trees and things of this nature. So I understand that police need training, right? I get that mentality, but police currently have a training facility in Atlanta. And it might not be the best training facility, but, you can always renovate the one that you have, knock it down and redo it. It's not a really big deal, right? And it'll probably cost you the same amount of money, as it is, or maybe more. Who knows? I have no idea. I know that building in certain places costs more than others, and this is probably going to cost you less money. But I'll be honest with you, I don't care, right? I literally don't care, right? Because you know what? I 100% support the right of people and human beings who live in a place to have the right to choose who was allowed to live there and do business there and things of this nature. If you lived in an area and Walmart wanted to come in, I'll give you a good for instance, right? And your residents all said no, we don't want Walmart here. You have that absolute right to tell Walmart no. You have that right as a human being, as a community, to say no. And this community is screaming no. And the only people willing to stand up for these people who actually live in this place is fucking Antifa. And everybody else is just worried about the economic status of whether or not the fucking Atlanta area is more secure so you can have more business there. What about the fucking people? Like, legitimate, what about the people? What about the human beings who actually live there? Well, would they be better off with having more jobs? No, maybe, maybe not. Right? I mean, you're not talking about like building factories where they're going to stand here, you know what I mean? Like have blue collar jobs. You want to be able to have, you know what I mean? Like, you know, service sector jobs that are going to pay nothing, that you're probably going to hire immigrants to fucking do the job for you. Right? Keeping this 100% honest. You're going to bring in a bunch of white collar people. You just want to feel safe from the fucking black people down there. And this is a black residential neighborhood, right? That is middle class, that has a low crime rate, that the people don't want this facility here. They already feel safe. They feel less safe when they hear shots because of the fact that they're trying to sleep, or, you know what I mean, like their kids trying to sleep, and the police are over here banging off shots at, you know what I mean, their firing range. Let's keep this 100% honest here. I don't approve of violence and property damage as a whole, but on the same point, they're fighting the entire government. And sometimes the only way to put your foot down is to do these type of things. Do I think they're domestic terrorists? No. Like, I think they're doing God's work right now, keeping it 100% real. And I'm sorry that, you know what I mean, like, I feel that way, but that's just reality of what it is, right? Because, like, if this was your neighborhood and they wanted to put something in that, like, yo, you didn't want to be put in, and you and your neighbors told them no, and the city went on with it, you would hope that, like, other people would come help you too. Keeping it honest, right? Because, like, let's be real here, the people aren't bitching about Antifa in the forests, right? The people aren't really bitching, you know what I mean, about, like, these people who are protecting them. Just being real here, all right? The people who are bitching are big businesses and people like Fox News. Stomp Pays of Pnoid News, man. You know the deal. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm up out of here.